What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Wednesday. We get a nice 10-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you. My money six of my favorite plays, 2 pitchers, 3 hitters, and a nice value hitter to go ahead and throw into your lineup. So go ahead and drop a like on the video before we get going. Let's try to get around 100 likes on this one. Thank you so much for all the likes yesterday. It means a lot. Let's keep it coming. And hit that subscribe button if you happen to be new here as well to get these MLB DraftKings picks every single day. So let's hop into it. I'm going to go with Jacob DeGrom at the top here at 13,200. Just too good of a matchup, and he's been pitching so well this year. Looking at last game, 40 DraftKings points against Arizona. The strikeout stuff was on fire with 13 Ks, and he has a 34% K rate looking at the whole season. Also, at home, this guy has been very dominant. If you look at the splits here, 29 DraftKings point average at home compared to only 20 on the road. So feeling much better at home, just getting a lot more strikeouts and just been very dominant this year. So against Miami, one of the things I think that's going to have him motivated here is that he actually pitched pretty poorly against them. Earlier this year, he went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits and 4 earned runs. So I don't think he wants to have another bad start against a Miami lineup that you can definitely have huge games against. So I think he'll have a better outing against this lineup, get some more Ks, and just be a little bit more solid throughout in this game and reach that 30-plus upside that he definitely has. He can surely get the run support against Dan Straley, who's been pitching pretty poorly for Miami. So I think Jacob DeGrom, another big game coming. He's already had, 4 games over 30 DraftKings points. I think he's going to make it a 5th here tonight. So go ahead and lock him in there. And for my second guy, I'm going to go with David Price at 8,800. The last 2 games, he's starting to get back to his good form with some solid strikeouts and just some more ground balls and just allowing less hits. So earlier in the season, this mid-range part, he was getting hit pretty damn hard against Oakland, Tampa Bay, and Texas, allowing a couple too many hits. But now he's going back to Tropicana here, where he's very comfortable, and then the stuff is starting to get back to his old self with more Ks and ground balls like I mentioned. So Vegas likes him, only 3.3 runs projected, and I think he can just get a good amount of strikeouts here, get around 6 to 7 maybe, and go deeper in this game, hopefully around 6 to 7 innings. And Chris Archer's been very up and down. They can easily get him the run support to be able to get that 4 extra DraftKings points with the win. So David Price back home in Tropicana, where he made a killing earlier in his career on the Rays. And he had a very good start against them earlier this year. His first start in Tampa Bay, he went for 27 DraftKings points, 7 innings, only allowed 4 hits and no runs. So he's had 2 of his best outings have been against Tampa Bay, but in that mid-stretch where he was struggling, he got hit pretty hard. But I think he'll bounce back here against this lineup and have a big game. So go ahead and lock him in there. So that leaves you with 3,500 remaining per player. But there's no hitter on this slate that's in just a must-play start. I mean, must-play spot. And the pitchers are pretty weak besides Price and DeGrom, I think, based on just their safety and their upside. So those are the 2 guys I really wanted to go. Wanted to pay a bit more money at pitching just to have that safety and upside there, because we know that hitting is much more volatile compared to pitching. So those are the 2 guys. And for my first hitter, I'm going to go with Adam Jones here at 3,600, going against Covey. The thing with Covey is that in 2017, he was absolutely getting crushed against right-handed batters. He allowed 2.8 home runs per 9 to them and a 40% hard hit rate. So Adam Jones, a guy that in his career has had some reverse splits against right-handed pitching, meaning that he's been better against righty pitchers. And just looking at this year, he has a 230 ISO against them compared to only a .070 against lefty pitchers. So much more power, hitting the ball harder, and I think he can have a very good outing against Covey. So Adam Jones here, go ahead and lock him in there. Nice price with a guy that has good upside. He has the power capable. And then for my second guy, sticking with those good splits against Dylan Covey, another right-handed batter is going to be Mark Trumbo. He's been heating up recently. He went 4 for 4 last night with 2 doubles, and then went 1 for 4 with a home run against Chicago in the game before that. And all of those extra base hits, so those 2 doubles and that home run, did come against right-handed pitchers. So he's seen the ball pretty well against righties. He's a 47% hard hit rate against them this season. He had kind of a late start to the year, so he was kind of shaking off the rust at the beginning of the season, but it seems like he's finally hitting that stretch and he has very good power. At 3,300, a guy with this power is a very good value because he has such great upside. And Dylan Covey is a guy that does allow just a lot of home runs and hard contact rate to right-handed batters, like I mentioned with Adam Jones. So I'll take the discount on Mark Trumbo and go ahead and lock him in there. And for my third guy, Jay Bruce, a guy that's had like a very bad season, but at 3,600 in a spot where he can get it going against Dan Straley. So looking at Straley, similar to Dylan Covey, he's just been getting absolutely crushed against this hand or this side of the plate. Against the lefties, he's allowing a 62% hard contact rate. So lefties are absolutely teeing off on him. And there is actually 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing to right field, so that can help the ball carry. For Jay Bruce, he's normally a pull hitter, and normally he has good power against righty pitchers. Like this year, he hasn't been able to untap that power as much with only 3 home runs. But just looking at last year, he had over 30 home runs, and he had a 273 ISO against righty pitchers. So he has the potential to do so. And against Straley, it is one of those pitchers where I think he can get it done. So Jay Bruce at 3,600, some good hitting conditions for lefties specifically, and Straley, a guy that struggled against lefties this year. So I think Jay Bruce, a good spot for him to get it going. Go ahead and lock him in there. So that leaves you with 3,500 with the core. Still some solid money. I think you got a punt at catcher here today and just kind of load up with some solid value guys and then just pay up for the pitching because it's so much safer with DeGrom and Price. Knock on wood with those two guys. So DeGrom, Price, Trumbo, Adam Jones, and Jay Bruce is the core for me. And for a cheap guy, you can go with Rafael Devers, I think, here at 3,300, going against Chris Archer. So Archer, he hasn't been his normal self this year. He's allowing a good amount of hard contact, some home runs, so like both sides of the plate, honestly. And the lefties have been hitting a little bit better against them. But Devers, he's very good against righty pitchers. He hits for hard contact, a 43% hard hit rate against righty pitchers, and he's had a home run 2 out of the last 3 games, so his bat's finally starting to heat up again. He had a very good start to the season, but he went kind of through a slump after that. Now it seems like he's kind of breaking out of that dry spell a little bit here. So at 3,300, a guy in one of the best lineups in baseball can definitely get some good RBI opportunities. Like Archer, he's very up and down. This Red Sox lineup can easily get to them because they're just so elite at hitting. They can pretty much get to any pitcher. So I think Devers can definitely have some RBI opportunities, and he's much better against righty pitchers. So Archer can be one of those guys where he can hit a home run off him because Archer's just like, when he misses, it seems like it's just a meatball right down the plate, and then Devers can definitely get one off him there. I haven't watched Archer that much, but when I do have watched him, I feel like he kind of leaves some balls over the plate. So Devers can take advantage of that and have a big game here, I think. So go ahead and lock him in there as a nice value. So that gets you up to $35.50 remaining per player. I like those plays across the board. Good value throughout. So go ahead and drop a like in the video if you did enjoy. Got anything out of value in this one to help you with your DraftKings plays. I mean, you don't have to play these guys, but this is what I'm thinking for a kind of a core and how to attack this slate. So 100 plus likes if we can hit that. Thank you so much. And hit that subscribe button while you're here if you haven't already to get these plays every single day. Come and join the Money Mob for some winning plays every single time. So I wish you guys the best of luck on this 10-game slate. Let's make some money here tonight. Good luck, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow.